So today, two big name pitchers are on the move. One of them being Madison Bumgarner signing a deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the other one being a trade. Corey Kluber going to the Rangers. Ooh, if I'm a Rangers fan, I'm pretty happy about that. If I'm an Indians fan, I'm starting to question what's going on with my organization. But we're going to talk about both deals in detail. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content. And as always, in the comment section, let me know your thoughts about each deal. I'm expecting some really good comments. Let me see what you guys have to say. So up here in the corner, you're going to see my most recent video, and in the description are all social media links. Go and give them a follow if you haven't already. So let's talk about this Madison Bumgarner deal, because I feel like this Corey Kluber one is going to take a little bit longer to talk about. But for Bumgarner, 5 years, $85 million, and there's $15 million deferred. I think this is a phenomenal deal for the Diamondbacks. You're looking at it adding a really solid veteran arm. Madison Bumgarner is what, 30 years old, maybe 29 going into 30. So when you look at that, not only is he still pretty young, he's kind of like in the peak of his like pitching career. He's been pitching for a while, but he's still got it. He's been a workhorse. Let's take a look at his stats. So his last 2 years have been pretty solid. You're looking at like a 3.26 and a 3.9 ERA. You're looking at 129 innings in 2018 and 207 this past season. And both whips have been pretty solid. 2018 sitting at 1.2 and this year's sitting at 1.1. So you know you're getting a really reliable, really consistent, really solid lefty on the mound with Madison Bumgarner. And you look at his career averages, they're nutty, insane. 3.3 or 3.13 ERA. You're looking at almost 2,000 innings pitched. So you know you're getting a lot of innings out of Mad Bum. And then a 1.1 whip. So when you look at his stats, you know you're getting consistency, and Mad Bum's a competitor, and I feel like the Diamondbacks really need that in their starting rotation. When you currently look at their starting rotation right now, you got Robbie Ray, you got Merrill Kelly, Alex Young, Luke Weaver, Mike Leake, and then Zach Gallen. I mean, for the most part, most of those guys pitched pretty well. You know, you look at Merrill Kelly, his ERA was a little high, 4.4, whip was a little high too, 1.3, but you know what? There was some signs of promise. Maybe he's more of a bullpen guy. You look at Alex Young, he looks promising. He had a pretty decent season. I know it wasn't like a full year, but when you look at his stats, he actually looks like he could be decent. You got Luke Weaver, who in 64 innings pitched had a whip sitting at just above 1, and again, another young promising arm. You got Mike Leake, who's a solid veteran. He's going to go out there every 5th day, give you a very solid outing. So he's another good veteran to have with this young pitching core. And then you look at Zach Gallen, who sat at like a 1.2, 1.3 whip. And it looked like he, again, is another promising pitcher for this Diamondbacks rotation. So you've got a really good like mix of now your two veterans with Mad Bum. You got and Mike Leake. And then you got those young guys. And then you got Robbie Ray in there. And Robbie Ray, I feel like has been such a disappointment throughout the career. It looks like it's just not really working out for Robbie Ray. And I feel like he needs a change of scenery. Maybe just the way he pitches, his style of pitching doesn't fit the Diamondback stadium, and I think he needs a change of scenery. And I feel like adding Mad Bum now allows you to trade Robbie Ray, and I feel like that's the next thing that the Diamondbacks are going to do. Maybe try to get some young talent in, maybe try to get some offensive help, maybe a corner outfielder. I know they do have David Peralta on left, but it looks like they're looking for a right fielder since they don't have Adam Jones anymore. So I feel like that's the big hole in their lineup. If they can figure out that right field spot, I think this lineup's looking really nice. So I think the Diamondbacks adding Mad Bum to this team is a great move. And there were reports that Mad Bum was looking for over $100 million last week, and they were able to pick him up on a 5-year, $85 million deal. This is great business. And on top of that, you're adding a very good clubhouse guy. He's a very big competitor, and like he's there to win. And I think he sees what the Diamondbacks are doing. He saw what they did last season, and I feel like he's going to be joining a winning team that's going to do some damage. I know there's some connection with Mad Bum. I think he's got like a ranch, or he owns horses in Arizona. So I feel like that's why they were able to do a little bit better deal, keep him out west. But I feel like this was an amazing deal by the Diamondbacks. I really like the move. And now I feel like they're going to move Robbie Ray. I almost said Bobby Ray. Robbie Ray in some sort of trade. And I feel like they could get some really good offensive help. And I think that's what they need on top of bullpen. You figure out that bullpen, you figure out that right field spot. This Arizona Diamondbacks team is looking really nice. Potential wild card winner. I don't think they're there testing the Dodgers just yet, but I feel like this is a really good move for the Diamondbacks, and they're headed in the right direction. So now let's talk about this Corey Kluber trade, because boy, do I got a lot to say. Okay, so Corey Kluber, let's not worry about what you're getting with Corey Kluber first. Let's see what the Indians got from the Rangers, because they got Delino Deshields, they got some money. I think there was something else involved, and then they got Emmanuel Clase. So let's look at Clase's stats, because that's kind of like the highlight of the trade for the Indians. All right, so he spent 5 seasons in the minors, and when you look at his ERA as a reliever, he looks pretty solid, sitting at just above a 3, and he's, you know, his whip's sitting at 1.2, just under 1.3. He's thrown 191 innings so far in his career in the minors, and I know he spent some time in the majors as well. Let's take a look at those stats here. He sat at a 2.31 ERA. He pitched 23 1/3 innings, and his whip sat at 1.1. I know the guy throws gas. He sits at like 99 miles an hour on his fastball, but another reliever that's kind of getting the same hype is Jordan Hicks. I know Emmanuel Clase has a lot better control. He doesn't walk a lot of batters, and when you look at him, you know, you're giving up a Cy Young winning pitcher, Corey Kluber, for a reliever who has a lot of upside. Don't get me wrong, the potential looks really good. You look at his stats, you know, he's 21 years old. He looks like a very promising reliever, but you're giving up a Cy Young winning pitcher who can do this every single year, be a Cy Young caliber pitcher. Yes, he had injury problems last year, but he's been so consistent throughout his career, and you're getting a reliever and a very, very, very disappointing center fielder in Delino Deshields. So yes, we're talking about Clase right now, who does look like he's got a lot of potential. He looks like he's gonna be a very solid reliever. I think this was, you know, probably the best piece that the Indians got. But the other piece was Delino Deshields. What is going on with this trade? So let's talk about Delino Deshields real quick. All right, so Delino Deshields, he is 27 years old. I know this year it started at 26, so I don't know if he's turned 27 throughout the year. But you look at his career stats, he's sitting at 246 for his career, a 668 OPS, and you're looking at it like 668 OPS for a career? That is not good. That is not good at all. You want to sit at 800 or above, and his average is 249 last year, 325 on base, 347 slugging, and the year before he hit 216. And you're looking at these stats and you're like, yes, I know he's not known for his power. I know he has speed. I know he covers a lot in the outfield in terms of range. You know, he's a little bit above average in terms of the fielding. I know he's a pretty good fielder, but then I'm looking at his bat and I'm thinking, this doesn't help the Indians. They already have Oscar Mercado out there in center field. Yes, I know he's more of a platoon outfielder. You know, maybe you'll steal a couple bags for him. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, you're giving up Delino Deshields and Emmanuel Clase. I mean, no, you're getting Emmanuel Clase and Delino Deshields for Corey Kluber. The Rangers got to be thinking, what are the Indians thinking? You know, they got to be like, is everything okay over there in Cleveland? And if I'm a Cleveland Indians fan, I'm thinking, what's going on with my organization? Do we finally get to keep Lindor now? Is that why we traded Kluber? Or are we really trying to tear down everything and start a rebuild? I really don't get this move, because when you look at Corey Kluber's stats, it's mind-boggling why you would get so little in return. So yes, I know last year he dealt with some injury problems. He only threw 35 innings. But when you look at 2018 and 2017, you're looking at a whip under 1, which is disgusting. You're looking at over 200 innings pitched, and you have an ERA in 2018 at 289 and an ERA in 2017 at 225. Yes, injuries really hurt him last year, and you can tell the whip's high, you know, ERA is high, opponent's batting average is high, like everything, you know, when you look at his stats, you can tell, you know, injuries really hurt him last year. But you get this guy healthy again, and this is your ace. This is your top of the rotation guy. And you look at the Rangers rotation currently, Lance Lynn, Mike Minor, they brought in Kyle Gibson, Jordan Lyles, and now you got Corey Kluber in there. You've got your rotation set. Is it a top rotation in the AL or in baseball? I wouldn't say it just yet, but it's definitely better than a lot of teams. You figure out this bullpen, you figure out some of these missing positions that you have, third base, right field, catcher. You figure out those areas. I had to think about that last position real quick, but you figure out those areas with the Rangers, they still have some money to work with. Corey Kluber does have an option, I think next year or the year after. It's a team option, I think, sitting at $18 million. That is a bargain. You know they're going to pick him up. So I feel like the Rangers are in a very, 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 very good area. I feel like they're in a good spot. They've got some money to still play with where they can bring in maybe a Josh Donaldson, or maybe even pick someone up younger like a Michael Franco to play third base. And I still think if they could be in the sweepstakes for Nicholas Castellanos, I think that would be a great pickup for them in right field. But, you know, I know they don't want to just blow the bank just yet on like just a bunch of players. They want to be smart about this rebuild, but I feel like they're in a really good spot going forward. And the Rangers won this trade easily. If I'm the Indians and I'm an Indians fan, I'm thinking, what is going on? Why are we trading Cy Young winning Corey Kluber for basically a promising reliever and Delino Deshields? I don't get that. It doesn't make much sense to me. And I would hope this means that you're going to open up the checkbook to Lindor and keep him. I would hope it means that, but who knows? It looks like the Indians are trying to really just clear house, get rid of a lot of players with big contracts, and just start from the bottom up. And I'm kind of worried as an Indians, like just not an Indians fan, because I'm not, but I'm worried for the Indians fans because I feel like they're gonna start to decrease and be on the decline pretty quickly. So for me, I'm mind blown by this trade. I think the Rangers, great job on this one. So that yeah, we're gonna end it there because holy cow, this trade was just ridiculous. So that's how it's gonna end, guys. Man, that was it's interesting, and I'm still kind of mind blown by it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, thumbs up down below, or thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoyed the content, and also in the comment section, let me know what you think about this trade and also the deal with Madison Bumgarner. Again, guys, I hope you did enjoy it. All social media links are down in the description below, and there's gonna be 2 videos on screen now, my most recent one and also a video that YouTube recommends you check out. I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.